See if anybody shows up before I start. The audio, just because I'm not talking doesn't mean it's goddamn the audio isn't working, you fucking stupid ass YouTube. Piece of fucking garbage. Makes me want to kill it in a video game. Goddamn. I don't know why I wonder about getting banned. I think somebody had to report me on Twitch, right? Silly. Let's see.
NANI?!
Ooh, woo, 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 woo. 3 playbacks, but nobody's watching. Nobody watching the video on YouTube or Twitch. How can you be such a big loser? I don't know. It's hard. It's hard. Hard out here for a pimp. It's hard out here every day. What kind of? Is this actually a real person? I'm guessing not. Yeah. Ooh. Ooh. Whatevs, I'll take it. I'll take what I can get, which ain't much for sure. Yeah, it's super. Goddamn, it's fucking working. 4 playback, concurrent viewers, chat rate, playbacks, play fronts. What about play fronts? I'll do the review anyway. That's how I roll. I need like 5 monitors. I don't know. There's gotta be a better way. Excuse me, fuck. Okay, that's live. Man. Man. It's a world without no love and girls here. What? Okay, in this restream, it says upgrade. Does it put a logo on there? I know it shows a logo on that, but does the logo actually show up? Does it show up on Twitch? Curious. I don't see it. Like maybe on the actual video? I mean, I don't care that much. It's like a little bitty one, you know? for it, and it works a little bit better. I don't know, it's weird. I don't see it.
Wow.
I guess we'll get started. We'll use the official. I read over the official release plus like the fan translated or whatever, right? I don't notice that much. Like, is it different? I don't even know if that does anything. It's just in my face. You want to see my pretty face, right? Uh, I read like it basically has the same meaning. It's just written different. Like they'll use like I look at one and one says winner and the other one says victor, and I'm like those are pretty much the same. So I don't know if it just depends on. I don't know if there's that much like in the official one. It says wasted words on young ears, right? But then in the fan one, it says where's it? It says falling on deaf ears, right? So, while I think falling on deaf ears, that's more like a common idiom that you say. So it kind of works a little bit better. But maybe in this case, it makes more sense to say wasted words on young ears because it is kind of referring to how the chapter goes. Because it's Big Mom kind of being pissed at, Big Mom being pissed at how, Kid and Law beat her, So I guess it kind of does make sense that they will word it that way. I don't know. Some of it's weird, some of it's not. It's kind of like I like the Beast Pirates better than the Animal Kingdom Pirates or whatever. I think some of it also might be the official translation. They play down, like they use damn, and like damn's that bad a fucking word, right? But when it's done by like a company, you have like I guess you have a little bit more things that you have to fall on, and maybe there are certain things that they are said like, hey, you can't use any curse words, or you can't refer to them a certain way. You know what I'm saying? So maybe that's just something that they have in just the way that they have to do it on the official releases. So yeah, because I think it's similar. Like the title, like it's showing. I guess it's showing Big Mom beating the two Vince Smokes before they got put in Niji and Yanji, and it says creature beyond the power of science. And I think the other one says like unbeatable monster of science. Like science can't even beat a monster. I guess I can actually look for sure. Damn it! Oh, that's so full. And then and this one it says cold blooded what creature that science cannot overcome. So while are those technically different? Yeah, but do they pretty much mean the same fucking thing, right? And then that says a motionless excursion, while this one says cold blooded voyage. Like I think one of them is like takes it and does almost a more literal translation. Which I guess would that mean that it's more true or it's less true because some things don't translate as well. You know, like there's like sayings and idioms in Japanese that somebody in an English speaking world probably wouldn't understand. It's like if you were making a joke about like say you're making a joke about like somebody who is a politician in Japan and you transported it over to the West, you might need to change that politician. You know, like if you made a joke about like I don't know Bill Clinton versus like the Emperor of Japan, somebody over here might get that as opposed to somebody over in you wouldn't get the Japanese one in general maybe unless you're like super you know. So sometimes you kind of need to do that just to get it. But we'll use mostly the official one for when we look at it, right? So those are just some things to think about. Like I don't think, like I said, in this general, and obviously I didn't reread, compare line by line. I looked over a few little things, but like mainly the end because that actually adds to some One Piece Oda lore stuff. So I wanted to see if there was a drastic difference there, and I don't think there is in how it's worded differently, but at the end you kind of get that it's the same outcome. Like you can say two different things and they mean the same thing. So it just kind of starts off. We're like back, finishing off fighting Big Mom. And she's using that laser gun thing, and Big Mom's trying to use her soul focus or whatever, try to get more energy. I guess that's kind of how she does. I wonder if like that's what makes her so invulnerable is like she has all that, and so like, but then she can do it. So I guess what will be a good place to fight Big Mom. You need to fight Big Mom out in the middle of nowhere, where like there's nobody she can pull from, right? And then of course this actually came up with Jinbei. This is why Jinbei didn't have to give up any life to her because if you're not scared, you got to be scared of her before she can pull the life. And Punk and Law are not scared of her, at least, so she's not going to be able to pull any life out of them, right? So anybody that's going to fight one on one with her, at least that part would not be probably usable against him. Like she fought Luffy, he is not going to be scared either because he's going to believe he could beat her. If she fought Kaido or Whitebeard or anybody like top tier people, probably not. But I mean, if their crew or somebody else is around, yeah, they probably because I mean you think the Straw Hat crew, Zoro might not be, Sanji might not be, Jinbei, Frankie, Robin, possibly, but Chopper, Usopp, and Nami are all going to be scared of Big Mom. So she could definitely take advantage of that when it comes to them, right? So I think that's cool. And then and we also get like a throwback. I think it's kind of a cool like throwback how Law ends up stopping her. Like he puts up a room and does kind of basically steals Curzon's devil fruit, like incorporates it, so that nobody can hear her, not even her homies, like was it Hera and all them. So it just kind of makes it pointless. So she can't even steal life or whatever from anybody else. But it definitely makes Big Mom look, I don't say desperate, but obviously they beat her down so much that she has to resort to such lengths. Once again, I think I said it in the last few chapters. Oda, I mean, it's not that Oda's bad about drawing like action or fighting sequences. I just think a lot of these are going to look. I think that's pretty. I think that's what like anyone. It's gonna look cooler when they get animated in anime. So I'd be looking forward to seeing like these last few chapters, like the battles, but get animated. I think it's gonna make a big difference. Seeing Big Mom get her ass whipped. I guess that's relative, right? Really, she get her ass whipped or she get beat? Like I don't know. It's totally different if you think about it. Um, shit. Did I click off? God damn! I gotta click on everything before. Let's see. And then like they shoots her through the floor. This was kind of crazy. Somebody said like apparently somebody like on Reddit or somewhere had predicted this is what was going to happen. Uh, like she, like they push her all the way through, shoot her down through into the hole in the ground, right? But I don't. Did they predict that she was going to go through and be the knock out the bombs and shit? You know what I'm saying? Like it's scared. It's like what? That would be shocking if Big Mom comes flying through the air, no matter what, right? But she comes through. She takes the fire yokai with her, um, and all the bombs. Yamato says she froze most of them. So they don't explode right then and there. And then we get this. It's kind of a little bit like it's kind of like a little bit of lore stuff too. So it makes you want to think that while Big Mom is not dead, because she says you're not gonna kill me with this. Basically, she does kind of cry out to. Well, maybe that's not out loud, but it's just thought in her head. You know, Roger. You know, why'd you do what you did? Like, so we got these goddamn young brats out here, and so we got to deal with them. Might be something Kaido thinks about too at one point. I guess Whitebeard didn't feel that way. I think he was. He probably liked it because he picked up more, like he did with Ace, and probably a lot of young, inspiring, aspiring pirates. So he probably liked it. Shanks, I don't. I'm sure Shanks would support it because Shanks was white. Roger's crew and everything like that. Uh, but there's this one thing I want to catch on, like in that chapter, a couple chapters back, or I can't remember which chapter it was, right? But you see Zoro sees that like Shinigami, I mean death or whatever, and it's pretty sure it was Brook. But then, like you see, Brook is here and Robin in this picture right here. But then Zoro's laying here like with his face down. You know what I'm saying? On the ground, right? So did maybe was it not Brook he saw, or was there like are they? Because I mean it's hard to tell like exactly where this is versus where that's at, or maybe he did see Brook coming towards him or something. So I'm kind of curious about that, or maybe it was just all in Zoro's head too. So I don't know. You also get to see also Oda finished off the Fukujiro fight against I can't remember his game, but that guy I guess is he's fallen down, so I guess he's defeated. Raizo looks like he's still standing. They both are calling out for water. Orochi looks like he's fucked. Uh, Maybe we'll get like a next chapter. We'll get like her like they did. He hasn't done the like end of act so and so in a while, so I don't know if he's gonna pull that out or not. But yeah, a lot of these panels you get to see a lot of stuff. It looks like what is it? Is that Usopp up there? No, it's just Chopper. Everybody's flying around. Zoro looks fucked though. Man, I feel bad. Zoro has some badass moments. Zoro does some cool ass shit, but then it like he's just laying flat face down, right? Isn't that against his coat? Well, no, I guess he doesn't get any. As long as he doesn't get any scars on his back or something, right? But what if somebody attacked him from the back while he wasn't looking? That's not him being a coward. Like I get, that's what the saying comes from. It's like you don't want any scars on your back because that means you ran away or whatever. So you don't want that. So yeah, it's basically like in this. So I would say right now, because they even say it like that, Kid and Trafalgar Law beat Big Mom, right? But she does say this isn't going to kill me. She says they'll pay for this. So is there a chance she comes back before the end of the series? Quite possibly. She is kind of pissed. She wanted to know about the One Piece. Yeah, she was so close or whatever. So it's kind of like a lot of people talk about. A lot of people talk about how Oda doesn't kill off characters a lot. But then there was some interview or something he did where he said it was worse if they took their dream away and then they had to suffer with it, you know. And that kind of goes back to a lot of them if you think about it. Like he early on, he kind of took away Morgan's dream of like dominating that island and being in charge and having a statue. Luffy broke all that. Then he kind of did it with Don Krieg. He did it with Arlong. He did it with Kuro. Like I'm talking early on shit, right? Kind of did it with Crocodile. Although Crocodile, I guess now has a new dream. Um, let's see who else. Dream. He kind of had his dream crushed a little bit when he couldn't save Ace. Although he still did kind of save Ace, but Ace died. So he kind of crushed Moria's because Moria was gonna take his new zombie crew. So that's kind of what Luffy goes with that, right? So, and I guess Whitebeard's dream wasn't crushed because Whitebeard never wanted to be Pirate King. He wanted to have a family and all that, you know. And that's that. I'd say that pretty much came true. And then even Ace wanted to be acknowledged and feel like he wasn't worthless. That was like his real world dream. I know he was like the whole thing where he's like, I'm gonna make Whitebeard Pirate King or stuff like that, right? Um, so does that maybe that's Big Mom's? But also wasn't her dream kind of to create like this perfect like this world where everybody lived together or something? She's definitely got like a weird like you know like I want to live in this world, but then she like treats everybody like shit. I don't know. I guess a lot of it's got to do like you can psychologically analyze a lot of these One Piece characters and like their motivations and their traumas and their childhood upbringing and all that shit. You would definitely have like a lot of yeah. That would be you could have a career just out of that. And it does seem like Kid and Law are fucked though at the end. They don't know what's going on. But this like that. It's still ongoing series. I like that one. Reading it. Let's see. But yeah, let's look at this. The the One Piece lore that Oda added. Oh yeah. Here at the end, you get like I wonder, are they just yell? I guess they're just yelling at each other because the bottom's open, so Yamato can yell at Momo or Momosuke or vice versa. Is that you, Yamato? And then she's like, Momo, single bomb blew. Okay, it says single bomb blew up the island. I managed to encase them in ice, so we avoided the armory exploding all at once, thankfully. So I guess that means that. So Oda has wrapped up a lot, right? Pretty much. There's still, I guess, there's still CP0 isn't quite finished off. I think we either will see that Zunisha has destroyed all the Navy ships, or that Momo will give Zunisha the order to do that. So I think that's how we're going to end that. Uh, I do think either he's going to be able to pull the island back because I think what's going to happen at the time Luffy finally beats Kaido, knocks him out, kills him, whatever. You know, generally how that happens is they're it's happened many times, right? Their devil fruit ability once they're defeated, it stops. So part of his is the clouds, right? So and Momo's not really creating him his own. He's kind of using his to pull back, right? So either that'll mean he'll have to man up even more so and create his own clouds, or Zanisha will somehow grab the island. You know, part of me even thought he's gonna put it on his back. You know, that'd be correct. So there'd be another part on his back or something. But who knows if that's true? Maybe something like this happened a long time to the Minx Island or something, right? Who knows? There's some speculation that we'll talk about after. That's why I was hoping some people would show up. I don't know. I got one of these. Um, what you call it? That sucks because it still shows up there, but whatever. I don't know how that changes. But I guess it if they deleted it, I don't know. It's not like somebody's gonna click that. What else? Oh yeah, sorry, that just threw me off. I seen a message pop up, and so I thought, oh no, somebody's here, because that's why I wanted somebody. But and then yeah, Momo's like, I can't leave my task, so he's still because even without the bombs, the guy it's like fucking what Avengers two or whatever. If you drop that island on top of the city or where is it in Wano, wherever it's going, I can't remember where specifically, but it's gonna fuck some shit up, right? So yeah, you gotta stop that. So that's still not finished, but it seems like the bomb thing's taken care of, and even like some of the shit's like I know I want Oda to finish it, but like the whole thing with the fire yokai, that ended so anticlimactic. It's like, what's the fucking point? It's like sometimes they'll add in. There's like not enough shit going on already. Like you got the island's gonna fly. I think I think that's the problem. Like Oda gets to like he's got too many people and too much going on, and then he's got to figure a way to get rid of them. So that's why Yamato had to go, so that way Luffy could fight Kaido 1 on 1. All that kind of stuff, right? So whatever. But yeah, like I was arguing, it does seem like Oda's wrapping up a lot of shit now. You got Big Mom's taken care of. I don't expect she's coming back from this, and it even used 99. I think I'm 100% probable. Once it claims in the little like bubbles, this victory is over, so and so won. Then that's pretty much established that that's the case. So you got Big Mom taken care of. Seems like you got all the headliner people taken care of, right? Like I mean, you got Jack's been beaten. King Queen. They've all been defeated. Yeah, there's still beast pirates out there, but then there's still a lot of the mink. I mean, the samurai alliance people are out there. Um, the big samurais are pretty much taken to. Orochi's still alive. I guess he's kind of defeated. I guess Kanjuro's done too. Um, so who knows what's going to happen if Orochi's going to be really done in. He's already been killed twice. So what's going to end up happening there at the end of that? Uh, that might just be something like because it's not that important because he's not really. Even though he does got a cool ass devil fruit, he's just not like he doesn't seem like any kind of fighter or anything like that. Not like in a real sense. Like I think Usopp could beat him in a fight or something. Um, but yeah, so that's unimportant. All the samurais, they're all pretty much done. We'll figure out if all of some of them die or not by the end of it. I would imagine, but they're pretty much out of the battle. Uh, so the only things I think we still open a little bit about CP0 because was Izo ran into those two dudes. They had a little bit going on when they fight against Drake, but like Drake's done. Apu, did he run away or he just got defeated? I can't remember. Uh, all the Toby Ropo are done. The Straw Hats, I guess Jinbei's still going pretty strong. Looks like Robin and Brooke are going pretty strong. Chopper still pretty strong, like not like out. Zoro's laid out. Sanji's probably laid out too, even though he didn't see it. Usopp and Nami, I guess they're doing okay. They're not like out, like I'm guessing at the end that Luffy might be kind of out when he wins. Law and Kid are out, right? Yamato's still up. Momo's still up right now, right? Okay. But the last line of it, right? Indeed. Okay. I am glad you're still well. That's great. I cannot leave my current task, however, so hear out what I'm about to say. Zanisha is very close by. What? The elephant from Odin's journal? So I guess it kind of because I'm like, what the fuck would she know? I think that's why Oda had to kind of create that journal. And then I think what it does, the smart thing it does, it saves off a lot of like having to do like things we already know. So you don't have to like explain them to Yamato. So she kind of fits in already. She kind of knows about a lot of shit like that. Um, and then, indeed, a companion of Joy Boy who committed a crime 800 years ago. The only argument here I'll have is the way this is worded versus the other one. The other one makes it seem more like it was, but it was already, we've already been confirmed. Zanisha did something wrong. That was why it was punished. But here it almost sounds like, indeed, a companion of Joy Boy who committed, like, I think the way they worded it here, translated it, makes it sound like, oh, Joy Boy, a person who committed a crime, right? And I'm sure Joy Boy did, compared to who. So Nisha's crime was is they are they punished because by Joy Boy they did something like did Joy Boy saw wrong, or is it something that like by sticking with them and the whole Void Century, fighting the world government, because there was a big battle, was that the crime, and then they're punished, right? Are they immortal? Maybe they had that surgery done or something. Because I mean, it's living, still living, and obviously they couldn't beat it. Is it going to turn out Zanisha is one of the ancient weapons? I mean, it's possible, right? It's pretty goddamn powerful, right? Or is it going to turn out Momo is because Momo can talk to Zanisha? Maybe there used to be a bunch of Zanishas or something. But who committed the crime? What was the crime? That was like a lot of speculation, which is kind of maybe it has something to do with the Minx Island. Maybe it was a real island at some point, and Zanisha did something, and so that's why it was has to carry it on its back. You know, so that's possible. You know, because well, I guess Minx leave because there was Minx in other part we've seen, right? Yeah. So that's kind of cool. It is. It's not like it's insane to think about, right? Because we know Zanisha's like 1,000 years old or something, right? So we know a lot of that shit was going on back in the day. So them being associated with Joy Boy doesn't mean nothing. Now, when did Momo learn about Joy Boy? Did he know because when he was a little kid, his dad told him some of this stuff, or do we know this because he read the journal now? And then what is all in this journal? Leafy's not gonna like this journal, right? Because won't it? This might be what keeps Momo and Yamato away from joining the crew, and going on the rest of the journey because they already have information that Luffy knows about, and we know for a fact that he doesn't like to be a spoil. He doesn't like spoilers, right? Because whenever they were asking Rayleigh or whatever to tell him, he was like, "If you do that right now, I'm leaving, and I'm not. I'm gonna stop this, and yada yada. It won't be any fun and stuff like that, right?" So that might be what keeps that one. But it's still a cool little lore moment. We're gonna have figured it out. And Lana found one on the punk list. Did he find a road punk lift? We're gonna have to see what's up. But then is he gonna tell them or I don't know. And then you think Levy's gonna have to fight like Kid in Law at some point too? Sorry. So, because I mean, while Law, I don't think Law. I mean, Law. I guess he kind of still wants to be Power King. I don't think it's like. I know Kid. It still is Kid's ultimate goal. Because I think a lot of Law's ultimate goal was that he just wanted to get revenge and take down Doflamingo, and that's what he ended up doing. So I think he's kind of accomplished a lot of his goals. Now, Kid, I think he still might have stuff. He might actually still want to be Pirate King, so him and Luffy may have to come into conflict again down the road even after this. So we'll have to wait and see what happens from that. I don't know. But yeah, like cool moment at the end. Glad, like so. What we got left now is pretty much all the battles are over, except for we got to finish off Kaido and I guess CP0. You know, and CP0 might be a little past when Kaido's defeated before it's officially all the way wiped out, right? but who knows? So I think the main thing's gonna be Kaido. Is he gonna do it? It took like 2 chapters really to take out Big Mom. So I would think, unfortunately, next week it is on a break. So chapter 1041 we have to wait a while for, right? But I would think that no, it didn't make no sense. Well, I guess if you want to change it up, I was gonna say Oda could do this bullshit where he debates us and's like psych, and then go do something else. Then come back to it. He could even do it where he goes and does like such and such happened and talk about something. But that also doesn't make sense because we need that. We need reactions to what we know happened. I don't like the idea. So I don't think Oda will do that. But part of me says it's possible. It's kind of like if he kind of did. Sometimes you've been in the middle of like the climactic stuff, and then he'll throw the flashback in right there. But I don't see no flashback right now. Not unless he throws in like a full on Kaido flashback before Luffy beats him or something. But we've seen little bits and pieces of Kaido's flashback, so I don't know if we're gonna get like a full on like multi chapter Kaido flashback thing. So we'll have to wait and see if that does happen. I don't know. Maybe we'll get like a little bit of stuff when Luffy beats him. He'll kind of have like a point, kind of like Big Mom did, where she's like, "Damn you, Roger," because we did get a mom flashback pretty much on how everything went for her, so we kind of know all that. But yeah, so I would say a few more chapters. We're going to get to. I would think that I was going to take at least 2 more chapters for the fight with Kaido. I would definitely say no more than 3. Because I think what he'll do, we'll probably get like Luffy's winning, Luffy's got some new technique, it seems like it's working, right? Then Kaido will come back with something else, and then the next time Luffy will come up with something that trumps it, either awakening or better use of haki, some technique, something like that. Uh, I mean, it's been stressed out already, but I don't know. I just don't see him. I think that'll be full on, like kind of like the last 2 chapters have been like, oh, maybe not 95, but like 70, 80% about like the fight with Big Mom and Kid in Law. So I think that, and then even now he can spend more percentage because there's less other stuff going on, like big things anyway. We got like a lot of things are reconciled already. Yamato's got the bombs out, Big Mom's taken down, all the other people are pretty much out. I guess the 3 things we still have to worry about are: is Mobo going to be able to stop Onigashima? Is CP0 going to do anything like get involved or whatever? Um, because I don't know if it's going to play better if CP0 is still around after Luffy does defeat Kaido. Because wasn't that their thing? They were like, if ever who wins, then they're going to take them out or something. Wasn't I might be remembering incorrectly. But if that's the case, then Kaido's going to lose. Sorry, just gotta happen. Like there's no like how it happens. The fight might be cool, so that's what we're looking for. I don't see Luffy's not going to get totally defeated here, right? There's no way that's going to fucking happen. So then CP0 steps in, then something happens where they have to stop CP0. Yamato looks like they're still in pretty good shape. Like, they don't seem like they've taken all that much damage, not compared to, like, I don't see Law, Kid, Zoro, maybe even Sanji, um, even Izo, like, and even some of the other Whitebeard pirates that are around, because we haven't seen Marco in a while, but he was still kind of, so are they going to step up to CP0 and stop them? I don't know. I'm sure somebody would have a crazy theory that Katakuri's going to show up and save Luffy because they got all this crazy like love for Katakuri and Luffy. Like there's some, we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see if anything like that happens. I think that's kind of like in the realm of crazy theories. But yeah, Luffy, and then we'll get. I guess we'll get like. Hopefully, we'll get like some lore dumping, like inside, like some like more stuff like this Zanisha, like little pieces of stuff, like this. Find out that they did find a rope poneglyph. Robin's kind of done this. Isn't there like one more that they're missing that they don't know where it is? So that'll probably be the next arc. And that might even be, what if he runs into Blackbeard at that point, fights Blackbeard before that? Like, maybe that's what, then they move on to One Piece. Maybe there's like a final boss we don't even realize. Then he comes back, has like the ultimate war with the world government, right? I just hope it doesn't do a whole nother Robin gets kidnapped again, and that's why he has to fight that. I think, what if somebody spies on that and they find out stuff? So then they find out, cause there's got to be something to do where Luffy goes back to Fishman Island and like destroys it, right? So I would maybe they find out that it could be what's his name, Caribou, right? Because he knows, and he's still shady, right? Even though he gave Luffy a bunch of food and all this, right? So maybe Caribou tells him about Shirahoshi is Poseidon, right? So then the world government goes and kidnaps her, and so Luffy has to go, and that's where a lot of that gets. So maybe he has to rescue her or Zanisha or something else. I just hope it's not Robin again specifically, because that's kind of what they're hitting at, because they still want to kidnap Robin. So I think the world government, they still want to know more about the Poneglyphs. While they don't, they want to, because they obviously don't know where all of the ancient weapons and stuff are. Plus, then we still have Emu, ever how you say his name, or her name, it could be either one, right? So do they know all this stuff? I would think if, all these theories they've been, we don't know if any of that's substantiated, right? Or they're alive from back then. What about the giant straw hat in the freezer? There's a lot of shit. So maybe that'll be the end. Maybe that's what'll happen, like Akainu, and they'll have that fight, and the Blackbeard won't be there, or maybe be like a 3-on. I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know how it's going to work. Oda can go either way. It won't really matter. I think these things are going to happen, right? He's going to fight Blackbeard and the Blackbeard Pirates, right? He's going to fight Akainu and the world government, right? He's going to go back to Fishman Island because that's already been foreshadowed, right? And some shit's going to go down, right? While it looks like Luffy's there to destroy Fishman Island, he's the bad guy, then it's not going to be what's going on legitimately, Um, and you just see Luffy. Who knows? Luffy might be busting out with some new people or some new something that he's found, and he might understand what because he still doesn't. I think maybe Momo's reading the journal, or maybe he's learned. Maybe like there'll be something where he learns how to use the voice of all things. Maybe that'll also teach Luffy, because even at the time when that flashback when Roger was back and he was leaving Fishman Island, he kind of knew. He knew a little bit more than Luffy did, but he still didn't know. Like he could hear like the giant sea kings. I guess they're like more than just regular sea kings, right? But like the big, the ones that Shirahoshi could kind of command or whatever. But he kind of heard them, but he didn't really know. But I think by the end of it, he did kind of know, because Rayleigh even brought it up. He had the voice of all things, and Luffy is still kind of, So, but we also know Luffy can hear them and Zanisha, right? Um, so I think at that point he'll probably have learned that and figured that out a little bit more than he does right now. So those are going to be things that he's got to learn. And then of course we all want to see after this arc. After they have, I'm sure they'll have some sort of banquet. Luffy will eat for 4 days and sleep for 4 days. Maybe Zoro will even get some like a rest and heal back and not even be more handicapped. I just think Oda, like, he's like, fuck, I mean, Zoro's so badass, and everybody wants Zoro to be like, so he's like, I gotta put him back, I gotta, like, put him in his place, so that's why, like, he got healed for this fight, even though he was fucked already, but then this stuff could make it worse. I'm like, come on, like, just let him just not be as strong as Luffy, or even let him be as strong, but they're not gonna fight, so it doesn't matter, so he can be the second strongest person in there, or he could be, like, almost equal to the strongest person, but, like, I don't know. At least that's how I see it. And then, of course, I'm a Zoro fanboy, so maybe that's partially why I go that way. I have an issue with it. But yeah, and then so maybe we'll get some wrap up, like Morgan, Big Moves, Morgan's kind of shit, like, oh, Luffy is a Yonko now, CP0 was defeated, and all these Navy ships are lost, and they're not even going to try to fuck with Wano. Maybe Zanisha stays there and stays guard, and they kind of assimilate the minks. Like, they live there now, and they kind of, like, assimilate to being part of Wano. Or maybe even the Minx Island fits in a missing part of Wano, and it can take it off and put it there. I don't know. there's kind of ideas like that. I'm just spitballing, right? And then we'll learn what's up with the Reverie, what happened with Ace. Did they free Kuma? What's the deal with all that? What happened with Sirahoshi? Did everybody go back to where they was? What happened with Vivi? Because Eam was mad at them too. Like had a picture of her, so she obviously plays a role. Um, Mainly, I'd say a lot of it has to do with because they did not take a seat in Marijoa, right? So they're mad at the Nefertari clan or whatever, right? Because they didn't want to be celestial dragons. Um, what else? Yeah, so there's just thoughts that could happen. So it was kind of cool. So let me know what you think. Like, I don't know, this will be a video up on YouTube, so let me know what you think in comments and whatever. If you got any kind of crazy theories to throw, I would like somebody to have been here. Nobody was here today to chat because it's kind of cool to throw off, to throw like ideas back and forth. It kind of makes it a little easier to get ideas without just like stealing. And I don't. I'm not trying to steal anybody's. I'm not claiming most of these. Unless I say it's my idea, I'm not claiming it as my idea. Because I can't be like, oh, I read on Reddit somebody and their username was like Taco Lover 1488. I might not remember that, but I might have seen it and been like, oh yeah, yeah. Because I know one time, a long time ago, when I used to do, people used to get like mad and spiteful and be like, oh, people are stealing my theories or not giving me credit. The fucking like not necessarily to me because I used to try to do that because I used to do like people and pick out theories that I would feature in videos, right? So that they obviously got credit for their theories, right? But like just an off like unless it was something I really took real deep interaction to, I didn't really usually. I might say, oh, I saw this on Arlon Park forums or I saw it on Reddit or whatever, right? Or I heard YouTubers say it, but I might not always remember, or I read it in a comment of a YouTube video I watched. You can't always do that, but like I don't know. I would say that Wano is definitely winding down. Like I said, yeah, I can't imagine three more chapters, four max. If Oda like has one chapter where it isn't a fight with between Kaido and Luffy, but I would think within four chapters that the fight is technically over. You know what I'm saying? Kaido's defeated. Then I don't know how many more chapters. We might get some lore dump chapters with some like party chapters. With some like what are we gonna do now chapters. Voyage off into other stuff kind of chapters, right? So we might get those. So I'm not saying four chapters and we're out of Wano. I'm just saying four chapters, and by four chapters, this is my speculation. Four chapters, and Kaido is defeated. That's how I see it. Uh, then, even if we got a few more chapters, I will, a few more, and then also I could say months, but then you also take into that's why I'm doing more like chapters, right? Get Kaido, but then I think there's gonna be, I guess usually one or two chapters, and it might even be longer because he might have more shit to explain. There might be some like outside lore dump, like where we cut to Eam or the Gurusai or other world government people, where they bring up something that we don't really know that we learn a little bit more about. Uh, Also, we'll get like some reactions to the newspaper around the world. I would imagine Luffy's bounty will shoot up. Probably even Zoro's and Sanji's and all of them's bounties will shoot up. Something ridiculous. Um, I think Zoro's might shoot up because they all know he beat King, and King, even though Sanji beat Queen, King probably is way higher than Queen because King was like the Lunarian race. Who's like the last one. It's supposed to be like super duper tough and durable. So finding out that Zoro defeated him, will definitely shoot his bounty up. So Zoro's bounty is going to go way up. I think it's going to go back up, or it's going to be way higher. Maybe not way higher, but it's going to definitely be higher than Sanji's. And Luffy's will probably get up there. Like I don't know if it's going to be in like the 4 billion berry range, but it's probably going to double. It's probably going to be like in 3 billion. Maybe it won't be as big as Big Mom and Kaido's. Because at the end of the day, if Luffy, like, if he did, even if he beat Kaido and Big Mom and Kaido have been around for years. Luffy's bounty shouldn't be around that long. You know what I'm saying? Like, shouldn't be that high. um,
Yeah, and then maybe I don't know. Maybe Marco will take, and some of them will go live on that island at Whitebeards or something like that. So maybe we'll get some stuff to do with that. And Ezo, find out what happened with like the samurai, you know, stuff like that. So who knows? Like that's kind of stuff. That's what I'm saying. Like four chapters, 2, 3, 7, could be 10. I would say 15, within 15 or so chapters, could be up to 20. I would say at the very latest, 20 chapters from now, we will definitely be into the next arc, whatever that may or may not be. And it might be less. I could say it could be as little as like 12, but at most I would imagine 20 we would be in a new arc where like they're leaving Wano and they are on their way to wherever they're going next, or they arrive wherever they're going to be at next. And that would give, if you do, what does he usually do, like 6 months, what is it, so I guess around, yeah, give or take, should be sometime this summer for sure, but could be earlier, because Oda used to not take breaks, but now he takes a lot more breaks, so that's why I'm using chapters and not months per se. Like I said, like I said, let's be at the low end of the spectrum. Three more, 3 more chapters. Fight with Kaido is over, right? Then 2 chapters like post Kaido, celebration, lore, future Wano kind of stuff. Even though I'm leaning towards 3, but we're gonna go 2 on it. So that's 5 chapters. Then outside world reactions to the world, probably 1 chapter of that. Like you could, because he could do that. He could do like one panel. There's Crocodile saying that, or VB reacting, or Crocus, or ever who reacting, Rayleigh reacting. I think he could stretch it out. We'll do one of that, and then one, maybe two, like doing like what happened like with the reverie and like the world government, how they react. So we'll say 2, right? So that's up to 8 chapters, right? So at the very least 8. So and then he does 3. So 3 months. So maybe March, April, May, spring. But I think a couple of those might get stretched out a little longer. Depends on how much lore he's gonna want to dump. Um, how much reactions or how detailed the reactions are. What the lore is gonna be. We also got to meet Vegapunk. When the fuck are we gonna meet Vegapunk? He's been around for a while, and we haven't really got much information on him. Also, we need to meet, really meet the other new admiral, which we haven't yet. So it's a lot of shit we got to still meet on. I think we've pretty much been introduced to anybody that's been hinted at. Um, And also, it's going to depend on, let's see, when's the Shanks movie supposed to come out? It might kind of coincide with that, too. Because I'm sure the anime will want to do like a hint to it. Or is it going to just be about the One Piece Red? I don't know. I still haven't looked at that. I kept talking about I was going to look into it, but I still haven't. So that's my bad. But yeah, so definitely like at the least 8 chapter at the very minimum, but I still think 12 at the very minimum, right? Uh, and 20 would be like really pushing it. I think definitely less than 20. 15 would be my guess. Like if I had to put hard numbers, 15. That is where I will put the. We will definitely be to the next arc slash island. We'll either be definitely on our way there, or we'll actually be there within 15 chapters. So give or take, that's 4 or 5 months, depending on how many breaks. So very beginning of summer, you know. So we'll just have to wait, and then of course that depends on if anything else happens. That's what I'm saying. Like that's why I don't. Time is not the best. That's why I'm saying chapters. 15 is going to be my guess. 15 chapters. Either in that 15 chapters we'll be leaving Wano, or we'll be arriving at will be arriving at the new island arc or wherever, you know. And hopefully by then we'll have a lot more lore. We'll have a lot more what's going on outside the world. Yeah, because we also need to find out more about what happened with all the Shibakai and everything like that, right? Uh, so we're going to wait and see. Just curious. A lot of stuff, a lot of stuff. So I'm hyped for a lot of that, right? And we'll have to see how that goes. All right. Like I said, if you watch this as a video on YouTube, feel free to leave me a comments about anything. And yeah, thanks if you do watch. But that's about it. Overall, good chapter. Good, cool little mini lore moment. Glad to see Oda's not stretching out things beyond ridiculous. Glad to see we're getting some resolution to some stuff. That's what I'm looking forward, because that's the only thing that's been. It just seems like Wano's going on forever and ever and ever. So hopefully we'll get away from that in the next arc too. Like Oda's got to start releasing. We got to get more lore. We got to get more shit finished. Because there's no way. When did he say it was going to be 5 years? Like 3 years ago? I can't imagine he's gonna. If Wano took this long, how much is the rest of One Piece gonna take? You know. But I know. I think Wano is supposed to be like this big culmination or whatever too. So I don't know.